Hello and welcome to OZChris versus Zenescope for the entire month of July. Here with reviews of Belle, Oath of Thorns, number 1, Dragonsblood, Dragonsblood number 3, Gretel number 5, and Oz Heart of Magic number 4. So starting off with the rookie, Belle, Oath of Thorns, written by Dave Franchini, art by Igor Vitorino, and Derlis Santa Cruz, different pages, so coloring by Juan Manuel Rodriguez. The cover, which I got cover F by Keith Garvey. So we're introduced to Belle, who interrupts a ritual by a group of satyrs. They're going to sacrifice some kids. Don't know what for, but Belle is there as a kind of monster hunter, I assume, and she dispatches all of the satyrs, and we learn a bit about her past. Her mother was killed by Medusa. Her father went off to track down Medusa to kill her. While Belle stayed with her uncle, and I assume either her brother or her nephew. I'm gonna say brother. And they helped. They kind of helped her train in a way to become a monster hunter as well. So Belle deals with the satyrs, returns back with an artifact they possessed, and we'll leave it there. So story, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Above average, almost good, but interesting. I'm interested to seeing how this goes forward. So I'll try out issue number 2. I believe Belle... I think Belle has a previous series, because there's two characters, her uncle and Alex, who is the Beast in this scenario. You know, Beauty and the Beast, Belle and the Beast, whatever, all that. So there's Alex, and then her uncle Lewis, who also seems to be in a coma. Something happened to them, so I'm assuming this happened in the previous series. I'm just assuming, But overall, I didn't particularly feel lost in this. We do get we get some backstory with Belle anyway, with the flashback. But we get the gist of it. She's a monster hunter. She's also retrieving artifacts that they have in their possessions. All of that, working for this organization that's also taking care of Alex and her uncle Lewis as well. So you could go into this without knowing anything. You probably wouldn't feel lost. I didn't feel lost, apart from that whole Alex and uncle situation. But you know, I'm trying to find the word for it. Jeez. But no, I did not feel lost at all, and it is an interesting story there. The art and the coloring, I'm going to go overall, because for pages 19 to 22 is a different artist. So art and coloring overall, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Really good art, really good coloring. Sorry, I don't know what's with me today. But the cover F by Keith Garvey, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. Doesn't really have anything to do with the contents of the interior, the story, but that is some great looking art, great looking coloring, sexy looking Belle. Hell yeah. So on to Dragonsblood number 3, written by Nick Bermel, art by Jason Moore, coloring by Max Flanarajo, and cover C, which I got by John Rule, Jagadish Kumar, and Sebastian Chang. So Sigurd is stuck in a fight with Eric, whose axe seems to be stronger than his newly created sword. Sigurd is struggling against Eric, but then the voices in his head start to tell him that to give in to, for you are death and fire incarnate, and this gives Sigurd a power up that's able to help defeat Eric, and Freya and the rest of the people within this village are able to deal with the rest of Eric's forces, and they pledge fealty to Freya, who is a queen, and they go to bargain with Ivar, I believe it is. Ivar, who Eric works for, and we'll leave it there. So story, 3.5 out of 5, above average, almost good. I will say we still don't know a lot more about what's going on with Sigurd, the voices in his head, these new powers, which is worrying that they're going to rush issue number 4, because this is issue number 3. This is the penultimate issue, so we really don't know a lot about Sigurd's situation. It's hinted it's something to do with the fact that he was found bathed in dragon's blood, but no, haha, name of the book. But we still don't know a lot about what's going on with Sigurd. The art and the coloring, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Really good art and coloring. The cover, I'm gonna give a 4.5 out of 5. It's a beautiful looking cover, great looking cover. On to Gretel number 5, the finale to this miniseries. Story by Joe Bruscio, Ralph Tedesco, Dave Franchini, and Ben Mears. Written by Ben Mears. Art by Alan Otero. Coloring by Cici Dela Cruz. The cover A by Igor Vitorino and Ivan Nunes. Gretel has her final showdown with Tituba, the witch that turned her into what she is, and the source of her reasoning for becoming a witch hunter. And there, Tituba reveals the truth behind why she turned Gretel into a witch, and the reason being is that Tituba wanted more power, but she needed a kind of a conduit to do this, someone that was fueled by anger and grief. So by killing Gretel's brother and forcing her to become a witch, this would fuel Gretel's desire to eventually become a witch hunter and hunt down other witches and absorb their powers, which in turn would be given to Tituba because they're now connected. So this leads to a final fight between Tituba and Gretel. Her master, Samuel, the one who trained her, ends up being killed by Tituba, and Gretel has to make the sacrifice to defeat Tituba. Realizing that they're now connected, she needs to end her life to defeat Tituba. And I will leave it there. Not going to spoil anything of what happens afterwards. So story, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5, above average, almost good. I feel like it was rushed at the end because this is the final issue. There wasn't particularly as big as a kind of a confrontation fight between Gretel and Tituba. It did particularly seemed a bit rushed in the end, but it was okay. The art and the coloring, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Really good art, really good coloring. And the cover, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. Great art, great coloring on that. And on to Oz, Heart of Magic, issue number 4, the penultimate issue. Story by Dave Franchini and Terry Kavanagh. Terry Kavanagh is the writer. The artwork by Marcella Muller. Coloring by Leonardo Pacchiaroti. And the cover A, by Gibo Vingonti and Ivan Nunes. So, Dorothy and her group are under attack by dragons, but the Gnome King has prepared for this, and he promises them payment, jewels. He has jewels for them to serve as payment, and they can for that time, take them to where they need to go. Back in the Emerald City, Bartleby has been imprisoned, discovers that the Mad Wizard has been masquerading as Dorothy, and that so far and so forth has been masquerading as his old love interest Tessa. And the dragons drop Dorothy and her crew where they need to be, but they end up being trapped in a place where the entire walls are made out of living people. But Dorothy is able to find Glinda in a dry state, but she needs to make a sacrifice in order to bring those two back to life. So we'll leave it there. Story, 3.5 out of 5. Above average, almost good, okay. Really, really interested to see how it goes. I'm hoping this one doesn't get rushed in the end as well, because something big happens in... Two big things happen in the end. The art and the coloring, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. A good, really good art, really good coloring. The cover, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5 as well. Great art, great coloring on that. So that is it for those 4. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.